Nicole Linton stays in jail, and if today's bail hearing is any indication, the trial and arraignment at the end of October will be fraught with emotion. Today, a couple of unusual outbursts from the people in the audience in the courtroom, grieving loved ones. A bailiff helped 37-year-old Nicole Linton into her seat in the courtroom. She was limping and used a single crutch. She looked to her left and waved to someone, smiled, then pulled down her mask to mouth, "I love you." But the courtroom was also filled with the loved ones of the dead. Many wore purple T-shirts with the photos of Asheray Ryan, her 11-month-old son Alonzo, and her fiancé, Reynold Lester. In all, the crash killed 6, including Asheray and Reynolds' unborn baby. Linton's attorney argued for her release to a secured mental health treatment facility, in part to figure out if she suffered a loss of consciousness before the crash.
And what any doctor honestly would recommend for detection of seizure disorder is an EEG, which was not done. And in fact, the records say specifically that the EEG was being withheld for a later time.
The deputy district attorney detailed car accidents or mental illness episodes dating back to 2008 to counter the defense.
Nowhere in any of the history the court has before it so far is there an indication of seizures, syncope, loss of consciousness of any kind, including during her prior episode, which might be consistent with mental health.
Before issuing her decision on Linton's bail, the judge cited the prosecution's evidence from Linton's black Mercedes. Data analysis showed she floored the gas pedal for at least 5 seconds, accelerating from 122 miles an hour to 130. Then she maintained control of the steering wheel to move in the direction of the crowded intersection.
She stole 6 innocent lives. It is reasonable to assume that those victims died horrific deaths by burning or being crushed to death.
Without any admonition to the courtroom observers, she rendered her decision.
If convicted, she faces upwards of 90 years to life in state prison. This is a strong motive to flee. The defendant will be held on no bail.
And anyone that's been in a courtroom knows that applause is not allowed by the courtroom observers. And that wasn't the only unusual moment during the proceeding. Not long after the proceedings started, a woman stood up crying and said loud enough for most of us to hear, "You killed my grandson and daughter. How could you defend her?" She left the courtroom and never returned. Reporting live in downtown LA, I'm Susan Hirasuna, Fox 11 News.
So much pain in that courtroom. Susan Hirasuna, thank you.